Looked at my calendar this morning, and if I'm not mistaken, it's Sunday. So if it's Sunday and it's 11:30, then I must be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, all those things are facts, bro. I'm with you.
I had a hard time getting to sleep last night because there was some really good boxing cards on, and I was just a little amped up. So I woke up in the middle of the night, and I think I gave my wife a left hook in my sleep. It can stay in the 30s. I'm good with it. 20s, 30s, I'm good with it. It
I
just
mean, when you got that natural installation, bro, it's cool. I get it. But for
no.
me, I
I
just
just real men come from the north, so we can deal with
oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. That sums it all up. Let's get to
we
it.
can deal with the cold.
I'm saying these names not because they're essentially the best fighters out there, which we can make a case for Shakur Stevenson definitely. Um, they just look that much better than whoever they fight.
I think he might want to keep this thing on the feet and stay any way possible. Stay away from that guillotine choke. He was
Yeah,
squeezing Buddy's face in the last fight and
yeah.
put him out.
Come on, dog. Let's fight.
Welcome to the Fighter Share Report.
Hey. Well, I didn't wake up. Well, I did wake up, so maybe I didn't. But I could have sworn in my dream I was in the ring, and when I woke up, my hand was like in her ribs. But
Yeah, bro, you got to rethink that.
she was still asleep. So I think probably even God stopped me from completing the left hook in my sleep, because I don't think my wife would have let that one pass. Just saying. Just saying. Listen.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could be that, or maybe you just ain't punching hard, bro. Maybe it felt like a massage more than a punch. It's possible, bro.
No, it's
I'm
not.
just trying to give you some outs, bro. That's all.
No, you're not. That was a real black hand comment, but that's okay.
No punching of the wives while we're sleeping, bro.
No, we don't do that. This is not the Saunders household. So we got the zone recap. That was a great card last night. A great card, I tell you, man. That, whoo. I mean, it was. Let's start with the women's fight, right? Why was it stopped?
Bro, I mean, I don't know. Maybe because she'd already dropped her, maybe it just wasn't looking. I don't know. It was some strange officiating going on last night, but it didn't take away from the fact that it was a good fight. The young lady from New York was not arguing the stoppage.
Well, she did. She looked shocked.
I
Like,
mean, she looked surprised, but at the end of the fight, the way she was talking to Chantel, and I think that she was just outclassed. I mean, she hadn't fought in over a year. I mean, it was just she did her job, which was to come in there and make Chantel look good. And that's what she did. Kudos to Chantel. Hopefully, she gets that fight against Katie Taylor sooner than later. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, bro.
that's all you can say. It is what it is. Man, there was another one on that card I wanted to talk to you about. All I can think about is the Devin Haney fight. But so I guess we'll go to the Devin Haney fight. Devin Haney looked like a world beater for the first half, 3/4 of that fight. And then what was it, around the 8th round or 9th round when he tasted that straight right hand and dude wobbled back to the corner.
Yeah, I wonder if that was the same right hand that put Lomachenko down. I'm not sure. I have to go back and rewatch it.
That's what they were saying during the broadcast, but
Yeah, well, anybody that knows anything about boxing knew that, like we had been saying, and again, this is where I get that say hashtag watch the pod because we're always right. Well, most of the time. We knew this was going to be a good fight. We knew it was going to be competitive, bro. I mean, Linares is not coming to lay down. He's a prideful fighter. He's a former world champ.
Three
and, I mean, at this
division.
point, and at this point, he's trying to keep all these young bucks from keeping him in the unemployment line, bro. So we knew he was gonna come out and give it his best, which he did. This is the kind of fight Devin Haney needed, bro. I mean, there's nothing bad to say about this fight. People give courtesy, people give leverage to certain fighters when they get hit and they get hurt. It's like, oh, well, he's not that good because he got wobbled. That is a crock of baloney, man. It's
Nobody on here
it
saying
happens. Yeah, but the common boxing fans, I was looking at a bunch of threads last night. People are saying it's just ridiculous. It's a fight. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hurt. It's all about how you recover. He did a great job, bro. He did a great job.
Haney doesn't sit on his punches, doesn't turn his punches, doesn't torque his body with a punch, doesn't like to get hit. Jesus, I can't argue with that.
Well, I can argue with Jesus. Jesus, that's not accurate. Go back and watch the fight. Yeah, Devin Haney doesn't like to get hit. No one likes to get hit, sir. Right. It's part of the sport.
Okay,
but I will say it is. Okay. You say he's not turning over his punches. What fight were you watching those first 5 or 6 rounds? I mean, he was, and then even later on in the fight, he got hurt. He was trying to close the show, and that's one thing you got to give Devin Haney credit for. After he got hurt in the 9th round, he could have just put it on cruise control and chilled out, but he didn't. Now, I don't agree with some of the things that he did, but we know that young man was gunning for a knockout because he knows, like everybody else, that Joe Public is going to say something bad about him if he doesn't try to close the show. He did that. This kid gets nothing but stars from me for that fight last night. Jorge Linares did what he was supposed to do because he is that guy. I'm okay with him. I got nothing bad to say about Devin Haney. On to the next.
Wow. All right, Michael Wilbon, because looked like you came out the gate with some attitude on that one. Appreciate that, Jesus. Appreciate it. All right. PBC card on Showtime. They aired it again this morning. The Queen Mother was watching it. It was a good card. I'm gonna let you start off. What was your favorite part of the favorite match on that card? Don't say the main event.
Well, the main event did what we thought it was gonna do. We didn't know if it was. We knew it could end at any moment. We knew that. But the co-main event, Matias against Joe Virg. I don't want to butcher the young man's name. But that co-main event was good, man. That was a hell of a fight.
Yes, it was.
I thought after the young man from Germany or wherever he's from, I thought after he got dropped, I didn't know how he would respond. Well, he responded like a true fighter and came back out and continued to fight. Great fight, great showcase for Matthias. Yeah, to me, that fight kind of stole the show. But at the end of the day, we can't ignore what we saw from the Ageless Wonder last night. We both talked about this ad nauseum leading up to the fight. We didn't know which donaire was going to show up. But the donaire that we, I guess, are now getting accustomed to, a donaire that where he's not typically fast, but he's smart, he's patient, he has experience. And man, listen, one thing I did not notice, he looked really big last night, bro. He looked a lot bigger than Ubali, bro.
He was.
And maybe I don't pay attention enough when I watch him fight, but he looked pretty big last night, bro. I was surprised by that.
He did.
Ubali looked small, one or the other.
Either way, he looked bigger than Ubali.
Yeah.
It was a good fight. It shocked the announcers, but it was a good fight. It was I know we talked about it. We talked about what they needed to do and da. We should be in this game, bro, because I think Donaire might have listened to us. His punches were a lot more. His punches were a lot more crisp.
Bro, not only that, everything like it hurt, bro.
Yeah.
Did you hear those punches, bro? Like, man, I mean, he was hitting with some power, bro. That left hook was flawless. That uppercut was flawless. And if you listen to the post-fight interview, or let me rephrase that. If you were listening to him before they did the post-fight interview, bro, look at what Donaire said. He turned to either Sam Watson or somebody affiliated with PBC, and he said, he's a good fighter, but he had no power. That to me spoke volumes, because that means he could come in there like he did. And I didn't say he threw caution to the wind, Well, bro, he was very aggressive. He could tell that Ubali really couldn't hurt him, and when he stepped on the gas, bro, it went downhill quick.
Very quick. And it almost looked dramatic. That's when I was looking at it. I was like, wow. And you know, it timed out perfectly because that fight was on at the end of the Haney fight. So I was watching them both at the same time.
Yeah, it allowed me. I was thankful for the boxing gods to a degree that they allowed Donaire to take out Ubali within 3 rounds because I was gonna have a hard time staying up watching it, man. But yeah, hell of a fight. Now listen, you heard Donaire say what he want to do next. He wants that rematch with that bad man over there in Japan, bro.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, bro? Do you think he's ready for that?
If he wants it, he better get it now. I mean, what's he gonna wait a couple years?
No, I don't think he's gonna wait at all.
Right. I mean, he needs to go get it. If he
wants to avenge it. He wants to avenge that loss. Yeah. Man, Inoue is world class, bro. He is world class. Yeah. So is Donaire.
Yeah, he's got another title. Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, man, we got to make it happen sooner than later, man. Got to get the fans what they want. I mean, Donaire is beloved by fight fans. Even in MMA, people love Donaire. And what he showed last night, he's still ready to get it done, bro. So I'm all for him on Inoue. Sign me up.
And we don't. What did we not hear this morning? Vive la France? No, not this morning. But I predicted Wale be back.
Oh yeah, Ubali be back. He'll be back.
So, listen, doing something a little different this morning. We don't get a chance to do that a lot on this show. We're gonna talk about what's next in boxing. We know we have the. Did the Badu Jack fight get canceled?
Yeah, and that's something that I'm glad you brought up. Yeah, Jean Pascal popped positive for I think about 2 or 3 different substances, so that fight is off. Badu Jack is looking for a replaceable opponent. But yeah, it's just crazy, man. You listen to not Badu Jack. You listen to Jean Pascal talk all that junk, and what I found very interesting was that once this came out, the amount of fighters that jumped on the bandwagon, bro, and dogpiled on Pascal told me a lot. That means that there are a lot of people within that sport that have been feeling like or have been knowing that he's been testing positive, which is, I don't think this is his first time anyway. But people have been saying for years, and one person that was screaming from the mountaintops, not anybody, was Marcus Brown. Because you all know that last loss he took at the hands of Jean Pascal. So we're going to see what happens, man. But this is not good for boxing. I'm glad they caught him, and I think his days are done. I mean, Pascal's almost 40, 38, 39, somewhere up in there. So this should be the end of the line for him anyway. The fact you had to cheat to still be competitive, bro, it's over for you. It's over.
And the funny thing is, I don't think this is going to affect boxing in the least at this point, because boxing's at a high point as far as what they have coming up, and they'll be able to sweep this under the carpet, especially since you got your Daniel Dubois Bogdan Dinu fight coming up on Saturday on BT Sports, and then on Sunday, normally reserved for wrestling pay-per-views, you have the Floyd Mayweather and your old girlfriend Logan Paul. They fight next Sunday. Who you got, bro? I know we don't usually pick winners, but what do you think is gonna happen? Because Logan Paul said he's got enough to take Floyd Mayweather out and then challenge a real MMA fighter.
So I'm gonna throw us a lifeline here, bro. And I'm gonna say that because this is not a quote unquote, I use my air quotes loosely. Because this is not a real fight, we can pick winners and losers here.
Okay.
I got Floyd by stoppage late. I think Floyd really tears his body to pieces. I don't know if Floyd is strong enough to knock him out, but what I do know is that body shots hurt just the same. I think Floyd will be pinpoint accurate, and I think he will break Paul down over the course of the fight. And then, look, there's levels to this. This will give Logan Paul confidence, though, because he's in the ring with one of the greatest fighters ever. But we're going to see levels to this. Now, don't be surprised if we get some level of entertainment during this fight. Don't be surprised if we see Floyd Mayweather carry Paul throughout the fight until he decides to turn it up. All these things are possible, but we will have to see, bro. But my money's on Floyd all day, every day. Yeah, Ahmed Abali, yes, has been petitioning for that fight with Badu Jack. That's a dangerous fight for Badu Jack. I mean, Abali is a good fighter, and a very strong, heavy-handed fighter. I mean, if Badu Jack takes that fight, good for him, but I don't think he's going to take that opponent for this fight. I don't see that happening.
Hey, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he fought on the DAZN card, brought South Africa a world championship last night. Oh man, brother with blonde hair, and the golden boy from South Africa. I cannot remember his name, but he stopped Buddy and brought South Africa another world championship. I was kind of happy to see that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, this ain't the first or the last. South Africa has a live boxing scene, so yeah, you're gonna get guys from that area time to time to really make some noise. But listen, the whole motherland, bro, you're gonna start seeing all kind of athletes, combat sport, MMA, boxing. You're gonna see all kind of guys making their name coming from the motherland. So yeah, I'm not surprised.
East London, South Africa. I'm like, I wonder if that was a colonized place. But he did. It was like I said. If y'all get a chance to watch the zone, go to their YouTube channel or go to their website. Sometimes you can actually watch those cards after they air. It's a card worth watching today, especially as a 3-day weekend for a lot of people. Tomorrow, just kick back, pull it up. You'll enjoy it. Your 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real simple, man. I'm gonna get back on the Devin Haney fight, and the reason why I feel myself coming back to this fight is because we know that the public gives certain fighters leeway or credit or what have you when it comes to getting hurt in a fight. Last time I checked, Ryan Garcia got knocked down by Luke Campbell, and he came back and won the fight. And all I heard was how great this was for Ryan Garcia. This is a great test for him. He showed mettle. He showed poise. He was able to keep his composure. He was able to get up off the canvas and come back and put on a masterful performance and eventually stopped Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell is not Jorge Linares. And what I mean by that is Jorge Linares has been consistently fighting all these people. He is a tough fighter, but let's give Devin Haney credit for being the great fighter he is. Can he work on things? Absolutely. As every fighter can work on things. They always take every fight as learning experience. But let me tell you something. Stop writing guys off because they get punched in a damn fight. It happens. That's what you sign up for. Those are the inherent risks. Everybody's not Floyd Mayweather, and he's even been buzzed a couple of times. Everybody's not Pernell Whitaker. He had been buzzed before. These fighters are going out and performing their best. And I think Devin Haney has a bright future. I think he is just as good as those guys in the top 4. As a matter of fact, I think within a year or two, if he doesn't, if he keeps maturing at this pace, bro, I think Devin Haney is the class boxer of that foursome. Now, I know we talked about how great Tank was. We see a T.O. doing this thing, but man, Devin Haney is special, bro. Let's not write him off just yet. A win is a win is a win. On to the next.
And he and Shakur Stevenson are like the same age. That's
23.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, Davin's getting ready to turn 22.
Oh, I thought he was 23. Okay.
No.
Either way.
And so I think Shakur is 21 or 22. I think he might have turned 22 this year. Either way, look, there's a merger being talked about in the world of professional wrestling. WWE is in talks with IWGP or New Japan Pro Wrestling. Probably the most lucrative wrestling organization on the planet because all the money that's been in it and the history. It hasn't really changed significantly. They've kept to a lot of their traditions, and there's like the Tokyo Dome is their home. But they're, according to sources, and WWE is in talks with merging, not selling or combining products, but sharing wrestlers, having wrestlers go back and forth with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Why is this significant? Because currently AEW is doing that. So if it is true, what would end up what the WWE is saying, then that would end the merger with AEW, which is helping AEW and also helping New Japan, because WWE kind of does things their own way, and if you don't do things their way, you don't have access to their universe. But now that AEW is in play, it kind of changes the rules a little bit, or the landscape. And Tony Khan came out publicly saying that somebody must have misquoted, because they're still working with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and WWE can go sit down somewhere. So keep tuned. I'll keep you up on that, because that's really a major break if it does happen. All right, bro. Listen, I looked at David Haney last night, and I saw a world champion, a young world champion, who took a really good punch that put Lomachenko down. Did not put him down. It wobbled him back to the corner, but it did not put him down. And I saw a fighter in Linares that waited too long to start throwing punches. So I give Devin Haney all the credit in the world, and I do think he would beat a Lomachenko, Jesus. You said he wasn't even ready for Leo. Come on, man. Devin Haney is the one nobody really wants to fight, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah, and styles make fights. Devin Haney's not going to fight anybody else like he fought Jorge Linares. Let's be clear about that. And like you said, Linares waited a little bit late to get started, but I think Linares also understands that he's a little older, and this young kid can fight all night. So I had to pick my spots, because if he gasses, then Haney probably stops him. So that was gamesmanship and smart fighting by Linares, but Devin Haney's the far better fighter. He won it. So
shout out to my wife. Hopefully she'll continue to feel better. Shout out to my daughter, who's running things at 5.5. Shout out to my mom, my pops. Shout out to Fighter Share Nation. Thank you all. Jesus, Eric, thank you all for chiming in, and somebody who logged in under the Fighter Share. Appreciate that.
Hey, Jesus, man, keep the comments coming, bro. We appreciate it all, man. We thank everybody for rocking with us today. We'll see y'all Monday on our Let's Refine show, where we get to be right, talking about the stuff that we were right about this weekend, and the fights we get to look forward to this coming weekend, bro. So stay safe, spread love out there. It's crazy, man. Y'all stay healthy, stay safe. We'll see y'all Monday. Fighter Nation, we out here.
Don't get too drunk this week.